Ezekiel 37, verses 1 through 3. The hand of the Lord came upon me and brought me out in the spirit of the Lord and set me down in the midst of the valley. And it was full of bones. Then he caused me to pass by them all around, and behold, there were very many in the open valley, and indeed they were very dry. And he said to me, Son of man, can these bones live? Can these bones live? And this is the most remarkable reply. He says, So I answered, O Lord God, you know. O Lord God, you know. This itself, for me, shows the sovereignty of God. Knowing and understanding and applying the principles of sovereignty in our life is extremely important. In a world that we live in, when things are changing, and some of you said that, you're in a critical junctures of your life, no matter what. You think it's high school, it's going to be college, it's going to be a job, it's going to be marriage, it's going to be relationships, it's going to be, employment, promotions, health, relations with your children. There's going to be so many junctions in life that you're going to have to come and make a decision where to go, which direction to head, right? And then this is the best way to do that, is to acknowledge God and his sovereign control of the universe. Many people live today as if the Lord lost control of his creation. That's not true. Climate change, people think God lost control of his own creation. He did not. He did not. That needs to be driven in our hearts when we make choices in life. It's important, folks. Just imagine God was not sovereign and he did not have control of what he created. This would be utter chaos, right? We couldn't even pray to him. But he is totally in control. And who best to describe it? The prophet Ezekiel. He says, will the bones live? He says, so I answered, O Lord God, you know. Ezekiel, just like most of us, at the age of 30, wanted to be a priest. We wanted to be something in our careers, but he ended up becoming something else. I was trust me, my heart and passion is to do travel. In the sense, I worked as a travel agent. So I'm one of the persons you would call up and I'd book your reservation. I still love watching planes and three-letter codes and, all of that even today. That's what we used to do in LA. We used to go and hang out by the end of the runway and look at flights coming in and out. I know it's not exciting, but something interesting my family and I decided to do. But that was what my decision was. But here I am in IT. So Ezekiel, in the same way, he was going to be a priest. But he ended up becoming anybody? A prophet. And where? In a place far away from his homeland. Right? So he's in Babylon. That is modern day Iran, a couple of 100 miles east of where he's from, maybe about 500, 600 miles. While he's there, he is encountering visions after visions from God about the situation. I'll talk about that in the study. But what I wanted to say is a man who has experienced God through visions, right? 7 years he was prophesying, and then about the fall of Jerusalem, and one day one man came up to him and told him what? Jerusalem has fallen. And this is the man who is now getting all this vision from God. And God is saying, will these bones live? And his answer was, so I answered, oh Lord God, you know. Is that important? Aren't you in a junction in life? I know, I always say this, we Asians, we're the best people. We never show our expression. We're hurting inside. We have problems, property disputes, family issues, relationship with children, not sure about our jobs, our careers, our health. But we won't even wink. But I'm telling you, I'm not here to change the culture. I'm telling you, put your trust in the Lord. Put your trust in the Lord and say exactly what Ezekiel says. Lord, you, what? You know. You know my circumstances. You know where I'm hurting. You know what my problems are. And I'll say this, and I'll conclude my devotion. We moved to Dallas last year, less than a year ago. July would be 1 year. In this 1 year, we had 3 places that we lived in got flooded, water flooded. 3 places, unusual. 1 place is fine, but 3, very unusual. 2 of them, we had to move out. One of them was so bad, it was a puddle when you walked through the floor. It was like, puddle. You couldn't even live in there. Then we moved to a new house, and there, on the day of the inspection, I see floor all over the front portion of this. I think that was an accident they did, but that also got flooded. We got COVID one more time. That's not an accomplishment, but we ended up, both my wife and I got COVID. A few weeks ago, my proud dad, as myself, I bought my daughter a car. And, we took a picture outside CarMax with a big yellow bow. And 72 hours later, that car was stolen. And recovered a few days later by the police, completely damaged and with blood stains. And they left all kinds of nonsense in the vehicle, stole the tires. And I actually found it in the impound. And things like this have come across in the last 11 months. And a few weeks ago, we were hiding in a closet because we were just like all of you having fellowship, I was having fellowship with my children, and my nephew was over, and suddenly our phones were blaring, take cover, for there's a tornado. And we looked at the news, we were right in the path. And we took cover. So my point is, 11 months, it's been pretty rough. But I can tell you that Ezekiel taught me to say, Lord, what? You know. I don't have the answers, but He knows. And that's good enough for me. That's good enough for us. Okay? So it's not going to be perfect, but He knows. As long as He knows, that's what we need to understand, that He is in sovereign control of the universe. Now, when you understand that, you can take this and apply it in every aspect of your life. And when you know that He is a rock and a foundation, that nothing can change that. Okay? God bless you all.